Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Compasa. Today I have seen, well, it was yesterday actually, Germany decided to send 2 Leopard tanks to Ukraine. It's reported by Der Spiegel, but this is a CNN article, so we're going to go through that. It says here, Germany is set to send its sought-after Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine to help bolster the country's war effort, Der Spiegel reported on Tuesday evening. Attributing to unnamed sources, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has decided to deliver the battle tanks following months of debate, according to the German news outlet's exclusive report. The German parliament is due to debate the contentious issue on Wednesday morning. Deciding to send them would be a landmark moment in the West's support for Kiev that follows days of intense pressure on Berlin from some of its NATO partners. CNN reached out to the German government for comment on Tuesday evening, but has not decided a response. The report comes shortly after United States officials revealed on Tuesday that the Biden administration is finalizing plans to send US-made tanks to Ukraine. Germany had indicated to the US last week that it would not send its Leopard tanks unless the US also agreed to send its own M1 Abrams tanks. Sending Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine would provide Kiev's forces with a modern, powerful military vehicle ahead of a potential Russian spring offensive. We've already discussed that this is not an advantage for the Ukrainians because they're not used to this equipment. It takes time to practice it, a lot of time actually. But anyway, it would also come as a blow to the Kremlin, which has seen a growing campaign to equip Ukrainian troops with high-tech fighting systems as Russia's ground war nears the 1-year mark. These guys are delusional. But nonetheless, Germany had resisted a growing drumbeat of Western pressure to ship some of the tanks to Ukraine, with new German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius repeatedly calling for more time and insisting that the move would come with pros and cons for Berlin. Warsaw raised the stakes on Tuesday when it formally asked permission to send its own Leopards to move Berlin had previously said it wouldn't back. Several European countries also own some Leopards, and Poland had led an effort to re-export those to Ukraine, even if Germany was not on board. But the decision of Scholz and Pistorius was considered crucial because the tanks are German-made and Germany is usually in control of their exports and re-export. A Polish official told CNN on Tuesday that, to their knowledge, Berlin had not yet formally notified Warsaw about the decision to allow the Leopards to be sent to Ukraine. The German army has 320 Leopard tanks in its possession, but does not reveal how many would be battle-ready, a spokeswoman for the Ministry of Defense previously told CSN. Several high-tech fighting systems have been pledged to Ukraine since the turn of the year amid a renewed wave of Western military aid. The US finalized a huge military aid package for Ukraine, totaling approximately $2.5 billion worth of weaponry last week, including Stryker combat vehicles for the first time, while the United Kingdom and a number of EU countries have agreed to send tanks. Pistorius, who became Germany's defense minister on Thursday, saw his first days in the job dominated by the effort of key allies to join that trend by shipping Leopards into Ukraine. Germany, in turn, looked to secure guarantees that the US would not send its own tanks too. But frustration from some leaders spilled into the open after a Berlin summit wrapped last Friday without a deal to send Leopards, with Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki accusing Germany of wasting time by failing to come to a decision. Okay, the Leopard 2 tank would be a powerful fighting vehicle for Ukraine's battlegrounds. Each tank contains a 120mm smooth bore gun and a 7.62mm machine gun. It can reach speeds of 70 kilometers per hour, which is 44 miles per hour, or 50 kilometers per hour when off-road, making maneuverability one of its key features. And there's all-around protection from threats, including improvised explosive devices, mines, or anti-tank fire, according to its German manufacturer, Kraus Maffei Wegmann. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly pleaded for countries to stop squabbling over whether to send the tanks. We have talked hundreds of times about the shortage of weapons. We cannot go only on motivation, he said, during a virtual appearance at the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos last week. In an apparent swipe at Germany's stalling, Zelensky added, "There are moments when there is no need to hesitate. When people say, 'I'll give you tanks if someone else does.'" Russia had meanwhile sought to threaten Germany as it deliberated. Asked during a regular press briefing about Moscow's reaction if Berlin approved sending tanks, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the relations between the two countries are already at a fairly low point, adding there is currently no substantive dialogue between with Germany or other EU and NATO countries. Of course, such deliveries do not bode well for the future of relations. They will leave an imminent trace, Peskov said. Previous military aid, like the American HIMARS rocket system, has been vital in helping Ukraine make a series of successful counteroffensives in recent months. Okay, but the HIMARS were most likely handled by American or Polish or British mercenaries, since they are pretty much used to these Western weapons, right? I don't think any of these weapons will make any substantial impact on the battlefield at the moment, because it's too late now. You know, a lot of them will be destroyed on the battlefield anyway. So, like I said in the last video, I think this is just optics. This is just a way to do, I don't know, damage control, I guess, to look good on media and so forth. Other than that, I really don't see any purpose. Then plus you have the shakeup of the Ukrainian government with the so-called anti-corruption purge, which can be interpreted in many ways. I believe it's because, yeah, this is a sinking ship and the rats are leaving, basically, or they're sort of storming out. So, yeah. Thank you everybody for listening. Give this video a like, share, and subscribe to the video. I also have an Odyssey channel, check that out. So, thank you very much.